Hey everyone, so today let's talk about how to build an effective study plan or schedule as a student that will set you up for success. We all know the famous saying that says, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I believe that most of the times what separates your top performing students and your average student is that your top performing students are very good in planning out their days, their weeks, and staying on top of their academics so that they can keep on being top of the class. And your average students, they just wing it through. Today I'm going to give you tips on how you can build your effective study plan or schedule, and then after we're going to jump to my screen whereby you'll help me build my schedule for this semester. So my name is Blessing Mulambo for those who are new to the channel, and I'm here to help you win in your academics through providing a roadmap to academic excellence. So here are my 3 tips on how you can build an effective study schedule. Number 1, have a list of all your commitments or tasks. By doing that, you'll be able to prioritize your tasks, right? And say, let's say for example, classes are compulsory. Therefore, you must make sure that they always in your schedule, right? So first, make sure that you take a piece of paper or your notes app on your phone and then list all the tasks or commitments that you need to do each day. You can also include non-academic tasks, let's say for example going to the gym, extracurricular activities, so that you can have all the tasks that you wish to complete in a week. After you have all the list of tasks and commitments that you wish to complete in a week, what you need to do now is you need to go and put them in your weekly schedule, right? So you can use your calendar app either on Outlook, Google Calendar, or you can even draw up your own calendar and then start putting this task over there, so blocking time for each task. So you put the task according to the order of importance, right? So let's say for example you have class every day from 2 to 4, right? So you want to block that time for that certain class, and then after you go on and put the other tasks which are less important. Let's say for example going out with friends, right? Those are the type of things that you can put last on your schedule. So one mistake that most people do when they're building their schedule or their plan is they make them unrealistic, right? And let's move on to tip number 2. So tip number 2, leave some buffer time and block out time for some breaks or fun stuff, right? So most people make their schedule so unrealistic that they'll say they'll study from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. in the afternoon with no breaks in between, with no buffer time in between, no time to rest, no time to have fun, and which is unrealistic. So when I say leave some buffer time is, let's say for example you have class at 2 p.m. right, and you need to be on campus at 2 p.m. So you can't just say maybe from 1 to 2 you're studying and then 2 p.m. is class if you still have to travel in between. So you must leave out time to travel. So let's say 30 minutes before 2 p.m. from 1:30 to 2 p.m. you're traveling to campus. You're leaving out buffer time, because if you don't, then you're going to struggle, you're going to be late for your classes. So you must make sure that there's some gaps in between to account for those small things such as traveling, eating, taking a break. So most people don't leave out buffer time, and this ends up costing them because they feel like they failing because they're not sticking to their schedule to the T. But the fact is their schedule is unrealistic. So make sure that whenever you set up your plan or schedule, you leave out time for some buffer time. So you're going to see this when I'm building my own schedule. Make sure that you stick around until the end. And tip number 3 is you must be adaptable with your schedule, right? So a schedule is not something that's fixed, right? It's something that will change day by day, week by week. So you must make sure that you review it every night. So what I do most of the times is I'll review my plan for the following day each day at night, and then make sure that I move things around, I add things if need be, but I know that it's not a fixed thing, so I can always change it. The most important thing is I must review it as frequently as possible and try to change it so that it fits with my needs for that time. You can review it like every week, or you can review it every day just like me. And if you do this, I'm telling you, you're gonna be top of your game, because if you try to stick to the same schedule over and over, you'll end up missing important stuff just because you didn't change your schedule, or you'll end up not using your schedule at all because now you have to do something else during the time whereby it was never scheduled. You're thinking like, nah, let me do this thing because it's important now, and let me neglect my schedule, and you'll end up not taking your schedule that serious, which can lead to procrastination later. What's important is you must build a plan and stick to it. By doing that, you cultivating that discipline, and you can work consistently throughout the semester so that you can be able to be ready by exam season and not do last minute cramming. So let's jump to my screen right now. Let me show you the tools that I use to build my weekly daily plan, and hope you gain a lot from this video. If you're new to the community, make sure that you click that like button, you subscribe, and click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I drop a video. And make sure that you drop a comment if you have any question or you want me to cover any other topic in my videos. Make sure that you drop a comment and I'll be happy to do that. So here's my weekly schedule, and I'm just gonna walk you through it and my process when I was creating it. So it took me about a good day or two to prepare the schedule, because you really need to sit down, think about all the tasks that you need to complete, put them down in a list, and then start blocking time for those tasks, right? So like for example here, so I use Microsoft Calendar to do my weekly schedules. You can use any other tool, your Google Calendar, you can use a manual calendar that you draw it down. It doesn't matter, as long as you get this task done, and it's going to save you more time in future because you know what you need to do at what time, and you can always be consistent and disciplined when you're working through the term or the semester. So if you see here, this is my weekly schedule. So starting, you want to block out times for all those important or major commitments, like for me, the lectures and tasks. So as you see, from 2 to 4 every weekday, or from Monday to Thursday I have tasks from 2 to 4, and then from 4 to 6 I have like lectures. So I block them out. All this things that are in green are academic commitments whereby I need to attend face to face, I need to show up. So those ones are green. Those are the things you want to put first on your calendar and block them out, right? And then after that, you can now allocate time to your own personal study sessions or your own personal practice sessions. So if you see, I go and say, okay, cool, I want to do a text tutorial right after I wake up. So I also block out time for waking up, eating, and showering. And then after then, I say text start. So this blocking out time for waking up, eating, and showering is also leaving some buffer time, because I know that I need to shower, I need to eat, and I need to wake up, right? And I can't just put text at 7 a.m. When will I shower? When will I eat? Right? So I block out time for those tasks, and then after I say, okay, cool, my tutorial. As you can see, there's no buffer time between waking up, eating, and showering, or between the text and tutorial that I need to do on my personal time. It's because I don't need to travel. I'll be in the same space doing all these things, right? And then after that, you can see that I left some buffer time between my start, which I need to be on campus. I left time for break and then to travel. So to travel to campus. So most people will not leave this time to travel, and then it's going to cause problems because now you can't really travel, or there's no buffer time between your schedule. Your schedule is just unrealistic. So after blocking out time for those tasks whereby you need to do on your own, like writing tutorials, consolidating lectures, and doing all those kind of things, you can now go and block out time for other stuff. Like for me, I blocked out time for gym, which is usually in the evening or Saturday afternoon, and also block out time for like business. Right. So Sundays are for business. I don't touch any academic things. Obviously, as an undergrad or maybe high school student, your schedule might not be this packed. For me, it's honest. I'm still trying it out as well. I don't know how realistic it is. But one thing I like about a schedule is you can always review it, reflect on it, and then be adaptable, right? Like for example, for me, I review the schedule for the next day every day at night, right? So let's say it's Monday at night. I'm gonna go to Tuesday schedule, review it, and see if all the tasks that I have up there are things that I still need to do. Let's say, for example, it's Monday night and I'm reviewing Tuesday's thing, and I'm already done with the FR and scene, right? Or I'm already done with the car and scene. Let's say later the previous week I had time to write those unscenes or to write those scenes. Now I don't really need to do the FR and scene. I can go and say, okay, cool, FR scene or math scene or text scene, whatever it is, because now I'm already done with the task. So you can review it as constantly as you can and make sure that you update it so that it's reflective of what you need to do in that day. So I can be able to stick to the schedule. And remember that you need to have all the list of things you need to do. You see, I have the tutors meeting. I have I also schedule time for fun stuff, right? So fun stuff really important. Buffer time, like having breaks and whatever is really important to schedule those things. So that's my schedule, and obviously it's gonna change. It's subject to change going forward, but this is my provisional starting next week. As you can see, my schedule for this week was a bit different because I had different academic commitments. So the important thing is every day, every week, you try to review your schedule going forward and then see if it's still in reflection of what you need to do or of your commitments. And yeah, man, so I hope you find this useful. But how you do it is Microsoft Calendar. Just go to your Outlook app, so you can see your emails here. You go to the calendar, and after going to the calendar, you'll see a calendar like this. Make sure that you're on week here, up here. And then if you want to add something, maybe you want to add a commitment, you just click on the time you want to add something, and I'll say okay, want to relax, right? And I'll say okay, cool, this is like a fun activity or break for me, and I'll do this maybe like for 2 hours, right? And I can make it recurring so that from 7 to 9 p.m., which is 2 hours, recurring every week. So I mean every Sunday, weekly, every Sunday. So this is the time whereby this thing is going to run from Sunday, the 11th of Feb to the 28th of July, I think. And then you say okay. After it okay, you see that it's a series, right? It's a recurring event. Then you say save, and then you'll see it on your calendar. It will be blocked on your calendar. I feel like this is the most effective way to build a schedule because you're blocking out time for certain tasks. And what's nice is, let's say for example, here I'm scheduled to do an FR and it takes me less than 2 hours, but I've blocked out 2.5 hours. What I can do is I can always uh, I can always work ahead, right? Start doing things for maybe the next day or the next week or stuff like that. So blocking out time is very effective task. Uh, yeah, man. So make sure that you like, comment, subscribe to this channel, and turn on that notification bell so that you're notified every time I drop. Hope you find this video useful. Cheers.